Standard Time. Welcome back. And folks, we are about to take a deep dive into political history that's going to blow your mind because what we are witnessing with Trump right now is almost an exact replay of what happened with Tricky Dick Nixon 50 years ago. And if you understand the Nixon timeline, you'll know exactly where Trump is headed. And it's not pretty. Nixon thought that he was untouchable. He thought he could cover up his crimes and control the narrative, but the truth has a way of coming out, and it destroyed him completely. Trump is following the exact same playbook, the same denials, the same cover ups, and same betrayals by his inner circle. And just like Nixon, he's about to learn that when you're guilty, the walls eventually close in. I'm about to show you the shocking parallels between these two corrupt presidents and prove to you that Trump's fate was sealed the moment he decided to follow Nixon's path of lies and cover ups. The patterns are identical, the timeline is accelerating, and the ending is going to be exactly the same. Let's dive into this history lesson that's going to predict Trump's political destruction. Now, here's the Watergate blueprint. Let me take you back to 1972 when Richard Nixon was riding high, thinking he was invincible, just like Trump thought he was. In May 1972, members of Nixon's committee to re-elect the president broke into the Democratic National Committee's Watergate headquarters, stole copies of top secret documents, and bugged the office's phones. Sound familiar? This is the exact same arrogance and criminal behavior we're seeing from Trump today. The Watergate scandal began in 1972 and ultimately led to Nixon's resignation in August 1974. That's a 2-year timeline from crime to complete political destruction, and Trump is following the exact same pattern. Nixon thought that he could control the investigation, manipulate the Justice Department, and silence his critics, but the truth has a way of coming out. The parallels are absolutely stunning. Nixon had his break and Trump had January 6th. Nixon had his cover up. Trump had his Epstein files cover up. Nixon had his loyal supporters turn on him, and Trump is watching his MAGA base revolt in real time. The playbook is identical, and so is the inevitable ending. Here's where it gets really interesting because the cover up is always worse than the crime, and both Nixon and Trump made the same fatal mistake. Nixon's downfall was hastened by the release under subpoena of White House tapes that recorded Nixon instructing his chief of staff, H.R. Haldeman, to order the FBI to stop its Watergate investigation. Trump is doing the exact same thing right now, trying to stop investigations and control the narrative. Congress built a system 50 years ago to prevent another Nixon. Trump seems determined to dismantle those rules. Trump is literally trying to destroy the very safeguards that were put into place to prevent another Nixon situation. The irony is incredible and the arrogance is identical. Both presidents thought that they could use their power to obstruct justice and silence investigations. Nixon ordered the FBI to stop investigating Watergate, and Trump is doing everything possible to bury the Epstein files and control the Justice Department. Sorry, my co-host is in the back, you guys. Co-host is in the back, you guys. I appreciate you guys here. They're both guilty of the same crimes, and they're both going to face the same consequences. Now, here's the deal. This is where it gets interesting, right? Because the inner circle and their betrayal, it's so tight in comparison, right? This is where it gets really brutal because both Nixon and Trump discovered that loyalty only goes so far when people face prison time. Nixon's inner circle started flipping on him to save themselves, and Trump is about to experience the exact same betrayal. Mike Johnson breaking with Trump over the Epstein files is just the beginning of complete political collapse. Nixon gave up the struggle to remain in office and resigned on August 9th, 1974. Vice President Gerald Ford succeeded to the presidency. Nixon realized that his own party was going to vote to impeach him, so he resigned to avoid the humiliation. Now, Trump is heading toward the exact same scenario when you do the comparison with his own supporters turning against him. It's happening. It's happening right now. All you got to do is come out of my live, and all you got to do is refresh your screen, and you can see where the MAGA base is turning on Trump. The psychological pressure is identical. Nixon cracked under the weight of his guilt and the betrayal of his inner circle. Trump is already showing signs of panic and desperation as his base revolts and his allies distance themselves. This is what's really happening. I thank you all for listening.